I think it's quite cool we get some branding in with these teams, the organizations, rather than just individual entities. It's a whole different tournament, yet the team is still very much a part of it. They've kept everyone of their teams. Space Soldiers is kind of an outside oddity that we always see, we always know is capable of so much, but never really break through to a stable position in the scene. Partly due, I think, geographically, they're kind of removed down on the bottom right of the Europe, or Asia, depending on how you want to look at it.
Last time we cast them was what, the Assembly event? And
I think so.
They won that, if I remember correctly.
I think that's all. Yeah, that's correct. And they had Tux with them, which is the point I want to make, because we know a lot about Zantares. We know he's skilled. Calyx coming in to replace Tux, who you actually knew. Tux, you played with him a little bit in Source.
You guys played together?
Not together. He played with British guys in MCW.
Yeah, because he lives in Germany.
Yeah, that's right. So he played in like a German/UK team, and he was part of that.
Just quickly, though, I want to touch on Calyx, because everyone's saying, as we're going to bring up the veto while we do this, so you can kind of segue into that too. But he's kind of this next upcoming player in Turkey that everyone says is what's going to make this team that much better.
I'm not going to say, I'm not going to pretend I know anything about him. I haven't heard anything. So that's all the info I've got. Is that maybe Parla, you're friends of this organisation?
Yeah, well, no, as far as I know, I don't know too many details, but beyond what you guys have already mentioned, Calyx is kind of like a kid that, and he's played around these guys for a while. Again, I'm not exactly sure of his entire stint on the team, but he's been around like as a player with these people for some time, and then he's got onto the team, and he seems to be holding pretty good form. Like Zantares was always the guy standing out with amazing performances. If you don't know, listening, technically on HLTV, he's like the highest rated player, and he does manage to also do that. And have strong scores when he's playing against tough level competition.
That's the big unknown quality of it. We're going to get Cobble, Cash, and then, of course, AIM. We don't need to mention that. But Cash, this will be the first time we see it. I think it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I think it's great for retakes on A. B's a little bit more tricky.
B certainly is tricky.
Yeah.
Because that bombs down with the CT side as well. I guess you got options. So obviously you're going to be spawned out of the vent as well. Then you're going to be
and the vent's usually enclosed no matter what.
Yeah,
it's not like it's not like in a real game where the vent could have already been blown out by someone taking the site. So
that makes things pretty tricky. If you spawn that side, like, you're just done for. You have to shoot the first vent out, and you're like, well, I'm obviously here. Come get me.
Yeah.
That's going to be really difficult on the CT side. But yeah, Cobble as well. It's difficult to really analyze these games. Obviously, it's a really kind of strange anomaly in that sense. But in terms of raw firepower on this map, G2, they are very good on it, Cobble, generally speaking. We haven't seen him play a ton recently, but like they are going to be great on this regardless. Kenny S is one of his home maps. Like he did used to struggle in it originally, like Envious. You remember Cologne 2016, I think it was, when they like narrowly missed out on it. I think this should be a quite 2-0 for them.
I'm going to slip out on that and let Paula do what I normally do, yell like an absolute baboon.
Oh, no.
That's a bit what I do. And then you get to be the stable, sensible side of the cast in the equation and bring it all together like you do so many times before, Henry.
Yeah, well, there we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Madhouse.
Yeah, exactly. What Matt is alluding to, of course, is that as we have established at this event, something that I think is awesome, is that we're like mixing things up. We're all getting a little taste of the different roles that we can do. And pretty much one of the few things that I don't do at all, Henry, is what I am about to do, and that is casting.
You've done it once with me before,
no,
so at
but
least
it was completely in jest, and I don't feel that this might not be any different. You know, I assume that I might be leaving most of the actual casting to you, and I will.
Well, we don't have to cast it necessarily. We can have a conversation about the game and talk about it. We don't have to put any pressure on you.
But Henry, what are your top tips for me, mate?
As a caster, what kind of
caster 2017?
What kind of caster do you want to be? Do you want to be play-by-play? Do you want to be colour? Like, what kind of vibe are you going for here?
I'm looking to be a jack of all trades. I want to hit up.
So you want to be like tapping into kind of like Semler vibes, and you can do everything, right? So you can kind of do the colour and the play-by-play hybrid. So you kind of want to sit in the middle. Yeah,
I like that. I want to be the hybrid. I want to. And so how do I start, Henry?
Well, you need some technical skill first. You're very good in front of a camera. You're used to that, so you can probably talk quite eloquently in this scenario. But you have to be able to think on your feet, right? That's the whole problem with casting. You need to do it very quickly. You can't pre-record it like you would a YouTube video. It's all live.
Yes.
So I guess a different kind of environment for you in that sense. I'm not sure.
Of course. I mean, I do feel relatively comfortable with the concept, since we, of course, are at so many events together. But the casting side of things is not something that I touch. So, Henry, right now, I hope that all I can do is make you proud as my brother.
Oh, look at this. The boost up to the balcony, Parla.
That's the plan.
That's impressive from G2. So they kicked things off. We're obviously talking the 1-0 goes in favour of the French side, Space Soldiers. Certainly the underdogs here. Calix, I've heard a lot about him. I've heard he's the next big thing out of Turkey. We'll see whether that rings true. Unfortunately for now, Shoxy and Kenny S looking pretty lights out. 2 in a row. Quite comfortable as well. That clever boost up towards the balcony area, giving them great positional control. Coming into the connector, taking it down, and so far, so good. Bomb down once again. This is certainly a T-sided sort of setting we have at this retake.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
logic would dictate, as we have already spoken about, that once the bomb is down, the terrorists have the advantage of already having their angles. They've got control of the site. It's like the CT's approaching a situation that is already slightly stacked against them, and as we can see right now, Shox and Kenny are doing a great job of using that control, and right now 3-0 up. So what are we looking at in this round, Henry? It's time for some Parla play-by-play. We've got Shox sitting right next to Statue. He's thrown a Molotov to cut off that choke point there. Calix is peeking out of drop zone, and Shox with a lovely headshot, and of course following it up with another. Brilliant plays there, and it's what we've come to expect from Richard. He is an absolute beast of talent from France, and he seems to have always been delivering at a very high level. Could you tell us a bit about his history, Henry?
History. He started in the prestigious game Counter-Strike Source, going toe-to-toe with the likes of me most of the time. It was one of the...
And how did that pan out in
I lost about 10 grand finals to him.
Oh,
in my
really?
career, yeah.
Oh, no
and
way.
I never beat him. That's true for most people, though. No, there's not many people in the Source that could actually touch him. He was amazing. He was phenomenal even back then when he was so young. He was like 17 when he was playing at that point.
Are you still now friends? Are you
We're
still
friends.
here and there?
We still talk to each other. We reminisce about the old days. There's only a few of us left in terms of the Source guys. There's like probably about 15 total that are still active. So we have to stay together, man. Show solidarity. And not
show solidarity. Well, I mean, Counter-Strike Source was also my first Counter-Strike game.
Yeah.
I got it for free with Half-Life 2.
And you thought, what's this little
gem?
It wasn't a gem at the time. The first game out was an absolute shit show, but it got there in the end.
I'm referring to Source. I think Source, when it came out, was still pretty solid.
No, it was awful, mate.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, I feel
until
when
Z-Block came along, it was just like, it was shocking.
I feel when Global Offensive came out, it's not as strong as Source was as a game. Either way, we are digressing slightly. It's the G2 train right now. We seem to be on it, just cruising away and absolutely ploughing through the Space Soldiers. I don't know what the Space Soldiers can do here, Henry. They seem to not really be finding any rhythm. Counter-Strike is an extremely momentum-based game, and G2 seems to be starting off right every round. They seem to be making sure every shot connects.
Yeah, Kenny,
every bit counts.
He's got the AWP right now. He is arguably one of the world's best AWPers, right? Maybe not right now with G2. Like, they're obviously not quite there yet. You can't really call him that without them finding amazing results. But still, he's getting that AWP every single time. The bomb's down. That's his bread and butter. He's amazing at clutching, close-range AWPing as well. You have to wake up pretty early in the morning to catch him out with that weapon. And so far, they haven't been able to hold a light to him. But finally, they do it. They finally get the 2-on-1. I think this is the first advantage they've actually had.
Okay, well, this is going to be quite telling. Oh, no, it's anyone's game now. If anything, it's more Shox's game than Xanta's. Xanta tries to peek around the car. Shox, though, not able to offer any sort of offense that Xantares wasn't prepared for, and Xantares comes out on top.
Just about 46 HP, the 1v1.
First round. That's all that they needed. From here, they could get the next 7, make it 8-7. Is it likely though, Henry? Probably not.
Probably not. Not with Kenny S back on the AWP. We're going into round number 9. This is the first time we've seen Cobble. Oh no, we had it in the Team Secret game as well. Like, Cobble looks really T-sided, like beyond any of the maps I think I've seen so far. Maybe Train as well, I'm not sure. But this looks kind of a promising round. Good shot there, catching Kenny S out once again. It's up to Shoxy, low HP. Surely he can't win this.
Shox creeping around the smoke on low HP, and no, as he disappears, he exits like a ninja. He is taken down.
Are you friends with Xantares at all? Like, do you know him?
I know Xantares very slightly, but no, I don't know him on a very personal level or like the innate details of his career. Why?
It's just interesting. I've always thought he's like an amazing talent, right? He just hasn't been in any top teams or anything like that. But obviously, like, he's comfortable where he is right now.
Yeah,
right? He loves the organisation.
No, exactly. Like I know that Space Soldiers take very good care of their team, and the players are very happy there. So a lot of people, like you see when FaZe were reorganizing, his name was coming up and stuff like that. And I just think he's happy where he is. And I also I like the fact that Space Soldiers kind of they have their players and they want to keep it as a Turkish team, and they want to like help the talent pool grow in their country and make a Turkish team, you know, a power force to be reckoned with.
Well, I guess Turkey has always been, I guess it's never really been a Counter-Strike nation, really. Like, especially in all sorts, I'm sure they've had a couple of teams with WCGs and stuff like that, but nothing of any real note. And these guys are incredibly skilled, and the Space Soldiers guy, winning a couple of events. I think, like I said, Assembly was one Matt and I casted. They actually won the entire thing, beating Epsilon in the final, I believe, as well. Enter at their event. It was obviously like tier 3 sort of thing, but still pretty decent. And I said to the guys at that point, you've got some real talent in this team. It's actually pretty impressive to watch. And I was expecting to see more of them after that, but then it kind of went quiet again. This is the first time.
Yeah, well, they seem to. I guess at this point, what's the next step for the team, like in terms of like progressing their careers? They need to start performing better in qualifiers to get them some lands, because at this point they can't really rely on invites because they're not that. Then they haven't proven that they're deserving of every invite to all these tournaments. Would you agree, Henry? And so they kind of like need to perform better in the qualifying circuit. They can get to the upcoming PGR Major, you know, through the qualifying systems, or if they can get to any tournaments, because they still have a chance to do that, correct?
Yes, yeah. We still we have the minors coming up. I think the qualifiers are ongoing for that, right? In these next couple of weeks, right? Yeah. So they always have a chance, and if they make it to the minor, who knows? They could actually maybe get to the major qualifier, and we could have something there. I don't think that's going to be happening. There's so much like CS:GO is in such a strong place right now in terms of the competition.
There's
available.
So much competition.
Yeah, and that's great. I'm not sure Space Soldiers are there just now, but we'll find out. Anyway, back to this one. It's 9-3 in favour of G2, as we said going into it. G2, you've got two of the world's best here on the server right now. Xantera is known to be a very skilled player, and we said they'd probably give him a decent game, but overall, it should be a 2-0 in my opinion. This is Xantera is getting his head blown off, and
Shox is I mean, the thing is that Shox is actually looking like he's not just playing normally, like he's actually on very good Shox form, which is, of course, like an extremely high skill level.
Yeah,
like he's hitting some really, really good shots, and he's looking very, very, very comfortable, as far as I can tell anyway.
Yeah, no, that was great. Very calm. It was always playing with that the last player, Calix, and he was in the 1v1. The fact that he actually... Oh, that's a quick kill from Xanteras, just to note. The fact is, like, he read him so well. Even though he's going to be doing a fake defuse as he's spotted him in Chicken Coop, waits for 5 seconds, then comes and peeks just as he goes to that defuse once again. Like, just completely wrecked him. But it's going to be a wrecking in return. Calix managing to get that quick kill on Kenny S at the start. I think that was on turret actually. I'm not sure how that one went down, but it was a very quick kill. And then 2v1 doesn't work out for Shoxy. It's going to be 10-4 now. Space Soldiers at least making this a competitive game.
Yeah,
get
well,
10-5.
at this we can maybe give them slight benefit of the doubt, considering they start on the CT side,
exactly.
and it's that T-sided. Well, what we've come to find out, or as expected. Oh no, Xanteras, do not jump through the smoke, my friend. That is not a good idea. Yeah, as we've come to expect, the T side is the favoured side in these retake situations, and so we can give them a slight benefit of the doubt. But if this does end 11-4 like it looks, and now has ended, expected, you'd hope to have gotten slightly more.
Yeah, but like you said, the CT half always going to be rough. Against these two guys as well, you've got Kenny S in such a wide open sort of bomb site. Let's think about the B bomb site, right? He's got the bomb down. The CTs are not through the choke points yet. They've got to get through connector, drop down, or the platform. You've got Kenny S waiting on the other side. Like, there's not really much you can do. You might be able to flash him, sure, but then you've got Shoxy to deal with close range. Yeah. So it's going to be a real difficult ride for anyone, I think, in this tournament. It's nothing to kind of be sneezed at if Xanteras and Calix can't actually win this game. It's looking pretty rough for them right now. But they do switch over to the T side now, and maybe we can see what they can do. I assume Calix is a rifler. Do you know? Like,
yeah, I mean, he's primarily rifler, if I'm not mistaken. I could not give you a definite answer on that. Their team formation, I think, is...
I haven't cast them in a while, that's why.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain their team formation is mainly centered around kind of like just... whichever role is needed at the time, a player will try to fill. I don't know if they even have a dedicated AWPer. Well, that is not within my realm of knowledge, Henry. I must apologise.
It's okay, sir. Shall we go back into the game?
Yes, exactly. But it looks like the G2 train is still on course to arrive at its winning destination, because they've gotten that first round now. Shox, by the way. Oh my. 16 kills.
Not bad.
He's doing a great job at controlling the pace of this game. And right now we jump on board with him. He's currently on slope, looking to get an early pick. Kenny S is in... what is the exact call out for this area? This little hut on the side of the stairs.
The little hut on the side of the stairs. Oh, I think it's his hut.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, Calix there with a great two-piece to... 2 frags to make the G2 opposition fall, and they are now 4 rounds deep. Yeah, they've gotten 5 rounds, which is still a very steep hill to climb for this team. So,
how are you finding the whole casting side of things?
I mean,
are you comfortable?
Yeah, no, Henry, I'm completely comfortable. It's not something that I've done many times or think that
practice. It's good practice, though.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that I can enjoy to do, but it's not something I take myself seriously at.
No, of course.
It's a place to be able to do it. Like, for me, again, for something that it's not one of what I would consider one of my roles. It's what a privilege to be able to do it with someone like Henry G or Safety.
Yeah, you're one of your heroes, right? The fact is, Henry G.
Look, Henry, I was giving a genuine compliment. Let's not frame it that you're my hero.
Look, man.
All right, let's just switch. Let's keep the switch up real.
I know you're one of my fans, and I just wanted to. I told the production, I said, "Look, Parler's really excited at the event. He's like, thinks he's finally made it. He's working with Henry. Is there any chance we can get him on the casting desk, and we'll see whether he can hold his own?"
If everyone could hear what our producer just said, then they would know the truth.
Oh dear.
It rhymes with full hit.
Oh yeah, okay,
yes.
Nice. I see what you did there.
Exactly. Not yet to jump on the Sponge and Henry swear train, the swear jar.
It's getting pretty full now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I can just leave you guys to fill it yourselves, or you don't need my help, do you?
No, I'm doing a pretty good job. Matt's helping out as well. So.
Matt is always good with words. Sadakist has a real talent at spinning narrative.
We're getting into this
right now, the narrative is one of Space Soldier's comeback, potentially. 4 rounds. The difference now is a lot less than we were seeing earlier on, where Space Soldiers seemed to be pretty much losing every engagement that they were having. Like, for instance, at the start of this match, Shox and Kenny were just on absolute fire. And so what's changed? Let's take a look at this round. Well, what's changed? T-side, maybe.
Yeah, that's normally the case here. Like, Calix, I've actually seen some really nice shots from him so far. That's a decent smoke, though, from the CT side. Makes Calix a little bit useless for a while, but it doesn't matter. Xantera is stepping up there from the platform, gets a shot towards Shoxy, and now he just needs to stay alive. They know exactly where the remaining T is as well, but it doesn't matter. Calix has slipped out of the smoke, and managed to find the kill.
He could have also snipped. You know, he could have cut down the opposition there. And Kenny, unfortunately, for G2, not able to respond. Calix was in a pretty tricky position as well. Like, smokes, there are so many creative ways to use smokes in CS, and he was in one of those positions where he's partially shrouded, not exactly fully in the mix, and so it can throw you off when you see an opponent like that. Maybe Kenny just wasn't completely prepared. And now, dude, this is getting very close, Henry.
Now it's anyone's game. That's the 10th round picked up by Xanteras and Calix.
That was almost like you were hitting a little rap there.
Yeah,
brother.
just getting into it. I need a beat, though. Yo. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not making a meme on the internet.
We got a yo. We got a yo.
We got that. Well, this is actually looking almost as dominant as Kenny and Shoxy did it in the first half. Kills flying in left, right, and center very quickly before the CT team have a chance to do anything. I did say Cobble seems to be the most T-sided affair we have in this map pool in the 2v2 retake tournament, the first of its kind. So I guess we're still gauging things out and working out where the land lies in terms of how things are factored. But here we go then, round number 24, still with the advantage of G2 as they make their way silently.
Imagine if Space Soldiers came back here and then we saw a Space Soldiers 2-0. That'd be very special. And Xantres just seems to be finding form here. He's feeling himself. He's got the knife and spec going. We all know that that's very important. Make sure you look at your knife after you do a clutch, guys, because otherwise it's not a proper clutch. Isn't that right, Henry?
It's very correct, I have to say. Well, that's another quick round, Parla. This is getting out of hand.
How many kills has Xantres got now? Let's take a look.
This is nuts. Like, they're just absolutely wrecking them as soon as they run out of the choke points. That's
okay,
what I'm
15.
Dude,
15. I like that.
Going in.
I actually like that.
Yeah.
Spreading the weight, using their nades, smoking off choke points, smoking off critical parts of the map, picking areas to sit in that are a bit tricky, like under the the balcony. Kenny though with a wonderful shot onto Xantarez, but Kenny has sniffed out Calix. Calix's shoulder peeking, being very cheeky. Can Kenny jump up here?
He's so good at these rolls.
Onto the armored truck. Calix now playing a bit of cat and mouse, who is going to end up on top, and it is Calix. Wonderful headshot.
Clap there. That was actually really good. Yeah, you can clap as well. Go on. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the permission to clap, sir. 13-12, they have now taken the...
14-12.
14-12. Oh my god, yeah. Not only have they taken the lead,
gonna win.
They are 2 rounds away from winning this first map. Cobble has shaped up to be quite interesting in terms of the way it's played out here. Like G2, they look so good, and it's just not seeming to work right now. Xantarez and Calix scoring headshots right after one another. I think they're going to do this in this next round.
Yeah, I think you're right. They've got such a huge bet as well. 3 to work with here. So it was 11-4 in the first half. G2 have only picked up 1 round in the second. They are getting ran over here. AWP out once again. Space Soldiers have not been using the AWP in this second half. Straight up AKs, and it's worked out for them.
Calix is going to get a headshot here.
Yeah, easy kill. I thought. There it is.
I could just tell.
It's actually happened. High five, Parla.
Dude, what a performance by the guys.
Lights out.
And they look chill, they look relaxed. Xantarez is getting his hair done. Calix is literally on his mobile, just like, yeah, just be back in a second. You know, maybe
just Shoxy.
Yeah, Kenny's like, oh, what is going on? He's a bit confused. I mean, it's Palapi and then Reggie.
Yeah, we'd like to officially announce that we are going to be working together from this moment forward. There we go. Matt's heard it, the news as well, and he will now be leaving the building in more ways than one. Goodbye, Matthew. As we get into it, the second map, it will be Cash. Parla, can Space Soldiers do it and take this second map? What do you think?
Kenny S, Shox, name a more iconic duo. I'll wait.
That's pretty good. I guess Henry G and Parla.
I think we have one of the coolest trophies that I've seen.
What is that underneath the helmet? I'm trying to work it out.
Was it not a grenade? It's a grenade, right? Upside down.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Indeed. And grenades, of course, so important in Counter-Strike. Utility in general. You've got to be prepared, and you've got to be ready to use everything that you have at hand. And right now, Calix is using his AK-47 to great effect. His headshot percentage, I would love to see a stat for it, because at least in the matches that we have seen like today from him, well, the one map that we have seen, I would assume that the percentage is quite high, Henry.
I would assume it is.
Yes, Xantarez now planting the bomb. Calix with a wide peek from, oh my god, I'm forgetting all my callouts, from the quad area, looking down the highway, and now Xantarez with a perfect headshot from Yellow.
Could you give us a real hype round? Could you give us some shout like I was doing earlier?
Okay, so this is where we get into the trolling territory. This is where we get into let's make Parla do some stuff. Because he can't do it, all right? I can talk about the game, I can go through details, I can just do minor sort of stuff like that.
That's part of being a caster. You have to hype up the crowd, right?
But exactly, but when we get into the actual nitty-gritty of the casting, I don't know if I can do a hype round. But next round, I'm going to try it for you, Henry. We're going to do the best hype round that I can.
Be the time.
Huh?
This could be the time. It's Calix! Finds both headshots there. Takes round number 3 for Space Soldiers. And Parla, that is how you deliver the hype. You've got to build it up and then dump your load on the audience. So, mop it all up, take it into the next round.
Well, so let's quickly clarify. You don't want to do that without their permission. Now, Calix looking for permission to take off Kenny S's head. He has not yet found it, and again, he's missed a shot. A third!
So many opportunities here.
You think at this point one of them would have struck down the other. A beautiful peek there by Kenny, landing a fantastic headshot. Xantarez, however, is still on the lurk. He's still chilling. They've tapped the bomb. Shox there with a wonderful kill, making sure that Xantarez could not offer up any sort of tangible defense. That wasn't the best round for the hype. I couldn't really bring the hype there. Henry, what are we doing now? Give me some direction.
One thing is you can't force the hype, right? If you do that, it's very obvious to the audience. You have to wait for the right moment.
Should I do a forced hype round? That could be quite funny.
No, I think it might. I think you might upset people.
I think that'll be funny.
Oh, you could have gone right in there. I was waiting for you to take it.
You went in. You went in for us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Henry, come on.
Calm down.
All right, here we go. Let's do it. It's round 6. Forced hyper at Xantares.
Here we go.
Planting the bomb with absolute perfect technique. He throws the smoke as well. Who would have believed that he would use such ingenious play as Shox approaches the overhanging area on the B bomb site. kennyS killed someone. He killed Calyx, Henry.
Keep going. Oh,
No,
that was your
dude,
moment.
you're meant to come in with me.
No, when the crescendo of the round, if you've already got to that point, you've got to keep going with it. You've got to run with it.
Okay, coach me.
That's how you make the hype. How can you make a hype?
Tell me
like
more,
people
coach.
going
Tell me more,
back and
coach.
forth? That's why when Matt does all our highlights, right? All the highlight clips, he gets them all because I throw to him at the right time. You throw to me
so what
just
you're
before that he fires the bullet.
I love the way that you've just intertwined a little, little storyline there of like, look, he has the moments because of me, because I throw them to him.
Well, no, I know when they're coming.
I'll be sure to get Matt's opinion on that when we are back in the studio with him.
That's how I made him a superstar.
Back to Henry G in the studio.
Back to Henry G, indeed. Another 2-on-2, but Calyx strikes again from the quad area. kennyS, he's looking at 6s and 7s. He's locked out. Another clean round for Space Soldiers.
No doubt. The Space Soldiers here are looking like they are on fire. And hopefully that fire will not be extinguished in this round by G2 if you are a Space Soldiers fan. Let's see the vents that we've been speaking about. Kenny has had to open them. He's dropped a wonderful right-click flash to give him safe entry and a wonderful quick scope there. He's seen Calyx, maybe not actually, judging by his movement, but he was moving forwards there to try and peek, and Calyx found the right timing. He knew where he was, and he took down kennyS.
He did indeed. 7-1 parlor. Who would have saw this result coming in? It's looking likely to be a Space Soldiers victory here, but still early days. Each you can still win the half, right? So let's not get too excited.
Dude,
but Calyx,
what is going on?
He's getting involved now, isn't he? Another headshot at AWP against kennyS as
this
well.
This is
That's
good for
not
Shox.
bad.
Shox can still do this, but he needs to watch. You know he's going to be watching. Yeah, you know he's going to be watching the angle. Big problem there for Shox. What would have been the best way to approach that? Henry G. Jump peek?
You can't. I guess you need to maybe throw a grenade, which you didn't have.
Yeah,
you drop the pistol around the corner.
Yeah.
You know he's be pre-firing that angle. You jump. Yep, hope he misses it. That's pretty much
maybe
it.
shoulder peek, but like with
the
even
best
less
AWPers
showing.
Yeah, the AWPers are going to hit that regardless.
No doubt. Oh, Kenny versus Calyx, and it's Kenny that comes out on top. Xantares there using... Oh, no, not using enough of his potential. I was going to say it looks like he's doing a good job, but he couldn't land a kill, which of course he needed to do to even things up and then potentially take the round. But it's G2. kennyS now moving to Forklift. What's going to happen in this next round? Let's see. Oh, Kenny spawned near the CT area. It's a B bomb site retake. Xantares there, maybe too hopeful with the peak. A flash comes in from Kenny. Can Calyx do this 2v1? He's looking for the first entry frag. Oh, it's a great angle from Kenny, but Calyx manages to pick up an amazing kill there. That's a very difficult shot to take. Calyx is now just looking for that final opportunity to even think. No, not for him. Sorry to take out Shox, but it wasn't going to happen this time around.
That was quite an impressive shot there from Calyx
No doubt.
toward that CD spawn area. kennyS, though, predicting the push from Xantares towards CD spawn as well. Left Calyx in a very difficult situation there. The timing's just working against him. And G2, that was a quick one. Did we... Was that just like the...
What do you mean?
Oh, did I miss the casting
we were on a replay.
Okay, fair enough.
Pay attention, Henry. Remember, you've got to be on top of the ball to play football. No, it's not a saying, is it?
That's not one of the sayings.
It's not a saying.
But we'll get into this one. Round number 12. It's a game of two halves, that's a saying.
My GF bought me this. Xantares' girlfriend has bought him an AK-47 Fire Serpent. That is an expensive skin. I have one of my own, factory new. Those are pretty dear. So shout out to Xantares' girlfriend, and shout out to Xantares. 2 amazing headshots, peaking like an absolute god. I love that, and we get an instant replay courtesy of our wonderful production team backstage. Shout out to PGL.
Shout outs, indeed.
I like that. You know what I've just heard in my ear,
I've
everybody?
heard it as well. That's exciting.
Producer's just been on and told me I should be on camera more. You know, I should be saying more amazing things about how lovely PGL and that they're going to be hosting potentially one of the best majors of all time.
Keep going. It's working. You're getting in the good books now.
No, it's a play. It's nice. It's a pleasure to be here. It's definitely nice to be with PGL again. All jokes aside, they do a great job, and it's awesome when they link up with HTC. I hope that we do this more and more, because these, like as I've touched upon with players as well, and as players have agreed with, these events, man, where we can have competition, or even more. Even if there was some stuff that was fully fun focused, I think it's great.
Yeah, we've had a few fun tournaments in CSGO. I think like the DreamHack stuff we did in
yes,
December.
Exactly.
That
awesome
Christmas
stuff.
show, didn't
really
we?
Cool.
We did that, and then we've had the 1v1 here with HTC, now we have a 2v2. It's nice every now and then to like not take things so seriously. My job is just sitting in a stadium and trying to hype everyone up and everything like that, and it has to be super serious, and you have a production, like meetings, like 3 hours about the show and everything. This is like, you just turn up, we don't have to wear suits and like
Dude, Antares is on fire. Sorry, Henry.
No, it's good. No, you should keep on top of the game as well.
Destroying G2. Why are G2 not prepared for this?
I don't know what to tell you, really. But
12-3, like that is an extremely one-sided affair.
But they were on the CT side, which has come to be almost impossible for almost everyone in this tournament. They switch over, and you have to remember back to the first map as well. Space Soldiers lost 11-4 in the first half, and they came back and won. So that can still happen here. G2 definitely very good on this map, generally speaking. Kenny S, I've always said it before, maybe not these days so much. Like I used to say all the time, as like one of my calling cards was Kenny S, his absolute best map is Cash. Like he actually destroys people. There wasn't many people that could go toe to toe with him on this one, and we'll see whether he can step up here. T side now, Bombplat in the open for Kenny S. He goes towards quad. He's got that AWP. Asimov, of course, he gave away his Dragon Lord to Sixer.
Exactly, Sixer still using Kenny S's Dragon Lord. I mean, if Kenny S gave me his Dragon Lord, I would be using it as well. You want to harness some of that power, which he is exhibiting right now, Kenny S, with the entry kill onto Xantares. Shox now playing with Calix from the forklift area. Calix was then flashed by Kenny, and that was all she wrote.
Let the games begin, the second half.
We're already 16 rounds in, Henry.
Game
began about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I meant the real games, the real mind games. Yeah, he's a bit of a smart ass, Parler. He does his best to be annoying, and he certainly lands it. Sticks the landing every time. Sticks
the landing. 360, no scope. Xantares 2 versus 1 here against 2 of the best Counter-Strike players out there. Kenny S. Oh, I really like this movement. He's being very, very cheeky. Those jumps are very, very difficult to catch if you're aiming. It's kind of like, if you don't know about the movement mechanics in CSGO, I'm sure everybody watching does, but just in case, if you strafe through the air whilst moving and turn in the same direction in a specific way, you increase your speed. And so what Xantares was doing there was kind of like swooping around to make his shoulder peaks very fast and fluid and difficult to kind of spot. On the other hand, that grenade, not so fast, not so fluid, and it bounced off the wall and does absolutely nothing.
But that one was better. Nice little run back nade there. And Shoxy, though, they're coming to life now in the second half. Can't let anything slip away. Xantares are doing significant damage. Kenny S now feeling the pressure on the B side.
I think he's got this.
I don't think he has Kenny S so good at this close range. Wow. Trust me. Trust me, Daddy.
That kill.
He knows.
Shouts out to Drake, of course. That kill, that first kill, was an absolute snap
crackle
nightmare.
Pop.
It was a what?
Snap, crackle, pop.
Well, no, I was talking about the fact that he snapped onto it, but yeah, that was a Rice Krispie.
That was.
It was a snap, crackle, and pop. Do you think anyone's going to have gotten that reference? A Rice Krispie is still a big deal?
I only think in the UK. I don't think that's a big.
All right, so everybody,
I don't think it's the same name.
Rice Krispies are a. Rice Krispies are a type of cereal, and their slogan was snap, crackle, and bap,
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 bap.
Voila. Burning alive there. Who was it? Xantares that got toasted. Could we see a similar comeback to what we saw on the first map that G2 managed to do?
Definitely.
I don't know.
That could happen. That's a possibility. Well. I was about to call you Matt. Your name's Parler. That's not going to work.
Oh, he knows. He knows Kenny is being very...
He knows, but he's once again whipping the flashbangs there, and another headshot.
I mean, that is such a... That is literally the exact circumstance that we were all speaking about. I think, Henry, that you raised the point initially. What do you do if you're in that event and you've got Kenny S staring at you through a scope on his AWP?
The problem is,
what can you do?
You give away your position. It's not like you have plenty of time. You can't shoot the vent out, then go to a connector.
Nope.
You're committed to the vent. So then it's okay. Well, one-time event. Let's keep the AWP on there, Kenny. I'll watch Heaven and City spawn. Yep, job done. You've killed them both. Good.
Well, we're in that danger zone now where the comeback is but missing shots like that is not going to be optimal, and Xantrez does indeed take advantage of the situation. Shox, though, however, finding a refrag. Calix now, he knows the battle. Is he going to take it and come out on top? Shox is toying with him, and it seems that Shox is going to be the one here who gets the better of the situation.
And these CT sides have been rough so far. Cash is looking just as problematic for the CTs as it was in Cobble. We'll get into run number 22, though. Smoke towards the A main entrance just to stop the CTs.
I like this by Shox, taking full control.
Means he's covered as well.
Indeed, taking full control of A main. Calix with the refrag onto Kenny. Kenny with the AWP onto Xantrez. Shox here now at a massive disadvantage. He'll have to play his position perfectly, and he cannot do it. This time, that's big. 1 round, 13 now to 9 in favor of Space Soldiers. Henry, is it happening?
Well, we'll see. That was actually quite a nice move by Shox. He got a bit unlucky there. The fact is, Calix, yeah, he knew exactly where he was, and he took low HP. He took damage towards Shox. He's making low HP. Goes out, tries to get the forklift, sneak out there, but Calix, he got a bit too quick and took him down. Look
at the scores again for Calix and Xantrez, 16 and 15. These guys are just both making sure that they're putting in equal amounts of effort, and it's interesting to see that over 2 maps. At least right now, their scores have been so even. Oh mate, if he gets this is such a no. I'm gonna say that would have been such a big clutch, but Shox with a great headshot there.
Yeah, he's just waking up here in the second half, isn't he? Shoxy doing a great job. Another 1v1 going in his favor. He must be racking up the kills now.
16-16 now. Yeah, this is like, are they doing this on purpose?
Wow.
Do you think they've been told by Space Soldiers management, you guys have got to spread the weight here, all right, and show us that you're a good duo?
Well, they are.
Well, actually, spread the opposite of love. They are literally shooting people in the head. Calix with the door. The door. Oh, the door. Oh, and the door.
Kenny has got this. Oh, okay, maybe not.
The door.
I thought Kenny
and the door.
The door.
What? I thought repetition kind of like is more impactful than just saying something once.
Not when you're saying something as arbitrary as the door. The door. Maybe in other circumstances.
That's going to make it 14-10. And I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but the door certainly still is open for Space Soldiers to sneak this victory.
The door.
I think you need to turn it off and on again, Henry.
Yeah, well, we'll look into it. It's a 2v1.
Yeah.
Calix is turned on. Kenny S. Can he find similar results here with the AWP as he has in previous rounds? He cannot. Calix with the double frag. That's match point. Not even match point. Match point, Parler. This could be a 2-0, and it's looking likely to be so. I can hear a certain someone coming back into the room.
No doubt. It's one of my favorite people in gaming in CSGO. It is Matthew Kiss Trivet.
Matty T.
Matty T. You better believe that when he's coming to London.
Starting to believe too, Paula.
Oh, you've got some more surprises for us. We'll wait for that.
Kenny, though, they're evening thing. No, taking down Calix. Xantrez, if there was a way to win this, it would be going 2 versus 1. And it's not going to be on this occasion.
4 in a row now required from G2. Certainly possible on the T side of Cash. And that's just to force overtime here. Space Soldiers need to find 1 round. Calix has been
yeah, Calix has now pulled away in the last 2 rounds, right? Because they were 16-16. And now Calix has just absolutely swept G2. Kenny should not be missing these shots. Yeah, that's problematic for sure. But he makes up for it on the second attempt. Xantrez now. Very nice flash by Kenny, slows down the pace. The bomb is ticking away. How is Xantrez going to play this? He's going to slow walk and then maybe fast peek. Indeed. Always pre-firing. He knows. Oh, it's the headshot. 10 HP. And Xantrez has done it. But does he have time? Yes, he does. It's going to be
over.
Good game. 2-0 for Space Soldiers, and we all predicted it in the opposite fashion. G2 have shown their vulnerabilities. They are not safe. Our current champion, Shox, not on this occasion, not yet. He's got a lot more to do. Going to the lower bracket to join Na'Vi and Secret.
Well, we said they were dark horses, Matt. What a performance.
That is incredible. Yeah. They just took down the favorites in this tournament by many people's account.
Yeah.
I think we have to consider them as a potential I would say top 4 at least.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say they could even make in the final if they can keep that kind of performance up. I've never casted a game with Calyx inside it. That's my first, and I have to say his aim is really
those two both
really
have good
good. Yeah, that's
The aim
crazy.
is fantastic.
It looked like
I have heard.
Kenny,
Sorry,
yeah, wrap up that mouse. Walk out. You got wrecked.
just quickly to add, I have heard on good account that Xanthres spends ungodly amounts of hours on deathmatch, just grinding. Just even when he's just basically if he's not doing something other than CS or playing an official match, he's on
DM.
Yeah, he's on the DM.
You could hit me up on my DMs, Paula.
We've spoken DMs a lot of time, Matt.